So with all the demolition done, this next video is roughly just over 2 months of work, where we had the site marked out, surveyed, and Ellie and I have then dug it out all to the correct elevations, ready to then build up the sub base. Quite a lot went into this. There was a lot of painstaking work on the digger. This first part, you can see this is us making our own marking out stakes. We wanted to do this because we knew they were going to be in the ground for a long time. I was a bit dubious about wooden stakes moving and string lines. So as we tend to do, we've gone probably a little bit above and beyond and bought some 10mm rebar and then put 2 coats of hammerite paint on it. But they worked really well in the end, and now we've got them. We don't need them anymore, but we can use them for marking out in the garden and such forth. So a little bit of effort just gave us a little bit of peace of mind. I hope you can watch this video and sort of see how we went about stuff, and yeah, get anything from it. And if not, it's really good for Ellie and I to look back on this and see how much we've actually done in the 2 months. So today's the day we'll actually get to map out where the house will actually go, and in theory walk inside the new house, which will be very exciting. Walk through supposedly where the new front door is. So we've got a load of wooden stakes there that Dad has given us from the farm. Ellie and I have also prepped a load of 10mm rebar stakes that we've given a couple of coats of metal paint just to help them stand out, just so we've got good reference points. Yeah, beautiful day for it. Hopefully utility mapping will be happy that we've cleared the site as much as we can. It's not level, so that will prove a bit of a pain, but we knew that anyway. So yeah, I'm just up early doors now, sorting through the stakes that Dad's given us, and just cut a few points on some brand new ones. Yeah, that's the plan for today. So this is the map that has the GPS coordinates for the new build. This is what utility mapping use with their incredibly swanky equipment to basically pinpoint exactly where each corner of the house went. We'd then drive our yellow stakes in at that point, so we knew we've got an incredibly accurate set out. They then went around the site and did some elevation datums for us. You then use these to set your rotary builders level. Now, we bought ours from Laser Levels UK, and it was the best £700 we've ever spent. There is no way we'd have been able to figure out the depths, the levels that we need to dig without using one. Once everything was marked out, we then set some datum lines for us to use, and here we are just following Damien, knocking in posts as he's marking them out for us. And once Damien left, Ellie and I couldn't wait to get out there and pull some string lines between our yellow stakes and actually mark out the shape of the house. For our friends and family that came, it was really hard for them to see because obviously half the site is still dug out. But this was the first chance Ellie and I could actually look at how our house sat in the plot, and it was just so exciting. So this is the start of the dig for proper. Here I am just doing a quick practice run to try and get the right angle digging out this first pass. once we were set and everything was digging right, we were off. All this part of the garden here was actually really nice topsoil. So we were putting it in the dumper and Ellie was running it to the back of the garden where we'd already started building a bund of decent soil that we can then reuse back in the garden. This was a really good day. We just ripped straight into the digging, saved as much of the topsoil as we could, and then started building a big bund of material ready for grab wagons to take away just in front of the caravan. We weren't too worried about trying to dig to the correct elevation. It was more just clearing the space and the outline of the house, so then we could concentrate on grading the exact area. I think if we'd have tried to have graded and dug this amount of material out at the same time, it would have taken us a lot longer. So it was just better to just rip straight into it and worry about the grading later on. So, because we were using an insulated Raft slab for our foundations, you actually have to remove an awful lot of material, because you're not just removing the depth of the concrete, you've got the depth of the insulation, the depth of the blinding stone that insulation is sat on, and then whatever compacted hardcore your structural engineer has spec'd. So our foundation makeup from ground level, base dig out, is 300mm of type 1, 50mm of 2 to 6mm angular stone, 300mm of insulation, with 250mm of reinforced concrete with a 20mm finished floor. it wasn't all plain sailing. All the heavy traffic in the lorries removing our dugout material, it had literally just chewed up the driveway. So we set to work digging it out, laying some of the crushed bungalow in there, compacting that, and building our own reinforced concrete drive. We thought this would be a great experience in preparing us ready for the house pour. What it did basically tell us was it's far too hard, and this was a limitation of our capabilities. The actual driveway pour was only 3.5 cubic metres, and it took us 3.5 hours and a whole load of sweat and quite a bit of blood as I caught my knuckles on the chute of the concrete wagon. So it was great that we were able to redo the drive ourselves, and it was also great in showing us we weren't going to undertake the pour for the house. While the concrete was curing, we all had a jolly out down to Wales to attend a training day for the ICF blocks we're going to use to build the house.
So yeah, have a go connected in. You start with the other call.
So to get this mountain of dirt gone quickly, we basically had grab wagons shuttling back and forth. So all Ellie and I had to do was to keep that bund in the background built up, so we stayed ahead of the grab wagons, so we basically didn't have one turning up with nothing to remove. Once all the grading was done, we then just extended the side walls out. This is to accommodate for the ISOQuick, so you've got access around, and to extend the compaction of your subbase. And yeah, 2 months in, 28 days of which was waiting for the concrete to cure, our grading was done and ready to start laying the subbase.